Hello. Welcome to the stream. Boy, I'm really behind here. There we go. I'm trying to monitor my YouTube live. How much am I delayed on YouTube? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot of latency on YouTube. I wonder if, and I'm in low latency mode too. I wonder if there's something better, or if just YouTube Live has got like 8 or 9 seconds built in of latency, because Twitch is much faster. Twitch is always ahead, but it may be my YouTube Studio view. I don't know. It's supposed to be current. It's close enough. I can see that I am actually streaming on Twitch and YouTube, which is the intention. Today's Friday. We'll have a nice long, maybe 2-ish hour stream, most of which will be Flight Simulator, because I got at least 2 destinations to go to and some things I want to accomplish in Flight Simulator, which we'll talk about. There'll be Diet Coke. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Tasty. There'll be me occasionally looking away so that I can play marbles on Sleepy Pan. Because I'm a marbles addict this season. I'm not going to play marbles anymore, though, after this one. I've peaked in my marbles career, I think. Or, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I might play, but not as hardcore. Marbles. It's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so let's talk about a little bit today. We're going to, there's 2 different destinations. The first one is going to be Franklin, New Hampshire. Why? I don't want to say, except that I know somebody who lives there, apparently just moved there. I thought it'd be nice to take a peek. We're going to do that in a helicopter because I want to have a new helicopter. Let's get going. I have a new helicopter, right? And I want to try it out. And specifically, I want to be able to cold start it. Okay, so we're going to have to find this place because it's real small. But I have it here on my I have it here in my Googles, right? So it's roughly, is it on this river? No, or is it on a different river? Okay, so it's further out than Concord. Okay, there's Boston. Right? So go up to Kennebunkport, which is here, right? Kennebunkport, and head inland to about here. I'm just finding the specific place I'm looking for. And it's going to be Franklin. Okay, Franklin. Frankly, I found Franklin. And we're going to fly around it a little bit. I don't know what it'll be like. Might not be much there. Couple little tiny airports, all we need. Can we perfect. Because it's a helicopter. Now, for today's start off, cold helicopter. First of all, I always do like to start a cold plane. Starting helicopters is definitely a time-consuming and tricky proposition, and I would not attempt it in today's stream if I did not always try. I didn't already try it yesterday to make sure I kind of had the feel for how to start this helicopter, because I sure didn't. It sure took me a while. It was real boring. I think it's still going to take a while, but at least it's part of the thing. So we're going to fly over. We're going to start a little bit north of Franklin here. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to start in a cold helicopter. Excuse me one second. All right. Cold, excuse me a second. Did I cough a little bit? All right. Helicopter. Perfect. Beautiful helicopter. Let's open the door, get a little flow through ventilation. Cold copter here. There's really nothing at the top that I have to worry about. But let's start thinking about how we don't want to be here forever. So, ignition off, fuel open, fuel cock open. All right, no jokes. The circuit breaker's in for your fuel pumps. Don't worry about these. Don't worry about these. Battery to ground. Generator off. Bus bars, I think, can be open. Let's see. We don't need any of those. Okay. Throttle to maybe cracked, really. I think that could be down. Bus bar should be on split. Generator reset and then off. Okay. Oh, yeah. Brake. The rotor brake must be off, which it's on. I think we can get the starter going, and let's find out and see if it starts turning. It looks like it's turning. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for 25 RPM, 25%, and then we're going to put the ignition on. And then we can put the generator on. All right, so it's at 4%. It's going to take a while. But starter is on, I believe. Yeah, I can hear something. All right, what are we at? 12. 25 is where we put the ignition on. Let's see, we got some power there. Starter on. Fuel's on. 21%. 22. 23. 4. 5. Ignition. Normal. And if we did it right, and yesterday I had to do it a couple times, we should start see increasing engine RPM, and we should see it fire up a bit. Okay. What happened there? Okay, it's just speeding up here. Doors open. This is good. Yeah, see we're coming into the power range of the propeller. Let's close this. Closing. All right, we're going to check out Franklin, New Hampshire a bit for the first part of our little trip here. The second part of our trip is the Isle of Man in Great Britain, and it's going to be in a different craft entirely. But this is the new helicopter. Look at that, it started up, started right up. I mean, it didn't start right up, but I did get started up. Let's check our instruments here. So everything's in range, RPM's coming up there, collective pitch down, perfect. We can close the bus bar guard. This all looks pretty good. Okay, landing lights we don't need. That's all looks pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I wonder if we could like travel. Let's find out. Oh, you can see we're putting up a lot of dirt here. Pushing up some dirt. Pushing up some dirt. Hello guys, excuse me. Alright, which way is south? We want to go south. Alright, this way. Alright, so there's this little airport which is kind of in a low area. And again, one of the things about helicopters is they are really hard to fly from the outside because of the way the view moves around. This is a lot easier. I just want to make sure I'm heading south. Okay, there's a road. I think we're going to follow the road. This is a country area. It's very wooded. It's not the biggest town in New Hampshire, apparently. Let me just put it that way. And I hope we're in the right zone. In general. I think, in general, we are in the right area. And I just want to check out. It's going to be a real tiny town. This might be it. It's probably not going to look like much. This could be Franklin, New Hampshire, right here. No, that can't be it. Could it be that tiny? Is it possible? Am I actually in Franklin, New Hampshire, or am I kidding myself? And there's like a quarry over there. Okay. My question is, can I land right here in here and then check to see what But my that rotor turn is always a little dangerous for me. Right here in the street. Right here in the street. So my question to myself is, did I successfully land in Franklin, New Hampshire? And the only way I'm going to know is by looking at this map here. I'm zooming in as much as I can. So I started off from here, and I'm in this little part of the river. Okay, so I can totally see this. Franklin Falls Recreational Trail. Oh, it's a little further south. It's a little bigger than this. I messed up. This is like North Franklin. All right, we're not in the right place. Let's just take off again. Just pretend I didn't tell you this is Franklin. It's further south. The other way. This way. Okay, this is like north. This isn't Franklin. It's bigger. Not much, but it is bigger. Well, again, flying helicopters, I'm bad at it, okay? Don't get mad. But you gotta go down here to here. Look at, check out, it's right on the river. This here is gonna be Franklin, New Hampshire. And I just want to say I went here just because a friend of mine just recently moved this area. It looks really beautiful. Franklin, New Hampshire. It's got this river right here. And then it's kind of like on the hillside here. That's kind of it. Some houses, and there's like the main area here. Hold on. That's it. It's like park. Yeah, flying the helicopter from the outside is always hard. Oh yeah, there's a little more to it. This is Franklin here, I think. It's not that tiny, but it's small. But yeah, it looks like it's right on this river here. What is the river? It's the, hold on 1 second here. It's the Pemigewasset River. It's the Pemigewasset River, okay? So don't ever mispronounce it. Pemigewasset. It's the Pemigewasset River. It's an Indian name. A lot of stuff in New Hampshire is Indian. And you know, they would have been here first, they would have named it. People are just like, all right, I guess we'll keep the name. You can barely pronounce it, but that's New Hampshire for you. Oh, this looks great. Actually, now here is Franklin. This looks amazing. Come on, people. Oh, okay. We're going to have to land on the baseball field over here. And then, by the way, we're going to switch to Isle of Man. Oh, no, this looks amazing. That little bird wasn't Franklin. This is Franklin. This looks great. Oh, and there's like, look, there's like a little dam down there. Okay. We're going to go back. We're going to go back. We're going to make a big left turn here. Full left rotor. By the way, the next plane I'm going to fly is not the helicopter. Because I find it kind of stressful. And I like relaxing, you know. But it is a brand new helicopter. I did get it started up. It looks good. Now I want to try to approach and land over in that baseball field across the way there. But that's going to be easier said than done. Because I'm not good at landing on postage stamps or even decent sized fields. This is actually a little easier to do from the outside. Judge the area here. A little less power, we just settle on down there. What's going on here? Less power. Why is it giving me full power? Oof. I had a control issue. It was not giving me the no power. All right, well, that's fine. We saw Franklin, New Hampshire. I don't have all, you know, we don't have the whole stream. And the Isle of Man is a much bigger and juicier sightseeing opportunity. But we successful. The helicopters, I always have problems doing that landing transition. But there was a problem there because I was holding down the collective to 0 button, and it was like it won't let you. It was like it wasn't giving me any solid ground there. But I think it may have been. Sometimes there's a ground issue. It looks like the ground is there, and then there's elevation data that's below it. That's one. But I've actually been looking forward to this Isle of Man thing. Now, the World Update 17 just came out. I'll go back to Franklin. It looked really nice someday. The World Update just came out, and they've improved a lot of stuff. So I'm expecting to see a lot of cool things, like the Great Laxey Wheel, Castle Russian, the Chicken Rock Lighthouse. All these things are marked on the Google Maps, too. Do we have an actual airport? Okay, we got 2 airports. We can start here in the south, or we can start here in the north. I guess we'll start in the south. I don't think I've ever taken off from this airport. Not in a helicopter. So now the next thing we need to do is choose an airplane. It's a big island. I want it to be pretty fast. I want it to be something that can cruise at over 200 for sure. So the propellers are out. The Sabre is kind of a slow jet. No. The Spirit's too, nah. Spirit's not really agile enough to be a good sightseer. No, some of these aren't too. The Pilatus is a decent sightseer. Do I have it installed? And oh yeah, my Caproni is a fantastic sightseer. It is fast, 220 knots cruise speed. So we like that. That's probably in the lead. The Magister is 250 knots. These are too slow. All right, we're going to take the Caproni out. It's one of my all-time favorites. We'll do it in camouflage. We're going to start... We're gonna start on the runway. We got a lot of sightseeing to do here, and because it's gonna take a while, I want to advance the time backwards to about 6:49 p.m. If anybody's wondering what this airport is on YouTube and wants to join us on the lives, this is EGNS, Isle of Man. And, I don't know if I saw the old Isle of Man. All I know is that the new World Update does include this and a lot of stuff. So we will be exploring the UK for quite a while, I think. This airport is not specifically called out as having been updated. So I don't know for sure. But Bristol, Brighton, Leeds, Liverpool, Newcastle, Welling, Wembley, Liscannor, I think that's in Scotland. Isle of Man, I'm going to check that out today. Edinburgh, Glasgow, Cardiff, Gibraltar, which is going to be really cool. So, the first half of the show will be about an hour, a little more of me doing the flight simulator, and then I'm going to take a break and I'm going to bring in the guitar in, and I'm going to play some guitar songs today. By the way, tomorrow I'm going to do more flight sim, and then I really want to play the bass and do Guitar Hero stuff and Clone Hero. Hold on a second here. But today's scenery is something I've been excited about for a long time. Let's just take a look at the airport area and this airplane. Cool airplane, by the way. Can't get enough of flying it. It's fast. It's smooth. If you know how to fly it, it's a peach. If you don't, you're gonna land too fast and overshoot the runway and die. How do I know? Because it happened until I figured out how to use the speed brakes effectively, the air brakes. It's easy to start up. It takes a few seconds, but that's fine. We're going to skip to the ready on the runway. We're ready for clearance. We're cleared for takeoff. We can get the heck out of here. And then break off. Flaps actually a little more. Flaps to 2 notches. Oh. A little bit of a fancy takeoff because side winds. Side winds are really affecting the game in a major way these days. It makes it very hard to, at the last minute, stay on the runway. That could be true in real planes too, but it wasn't always that way. But yeah, side winds are rough. Of course, this is the runway it chose for me. Okay, flaps to nothing, and we can start bringing the engines down. Jet engines, like I like to talk about with jet engines. What's over here? Okay, so this is Castle Russian. Russian? Let's check it out a little bit. Jet engines, you have to think 5 seconds ahead of time because they are not available on demand. You know, like a. Hold on a second. This is, I think, a new. Oh, look at this. A new. We're gonna jump out for a second. We're gonna take a look at Castle Russian. Rushen. That looks like quite a tourist attraction. Isle of Man. Interesting. Okay. And that must be the. Wow. Beautiful job, as always, when they do a really nice job. That's what I think of when I think of the word castle. You know what I mean? Where are we? We're over here. Let's get back in. We're fine. Okay. So that's the first thing I wanted to see. Now, I've got this on my Isle of Man Google Maps here. So there's the Castle Russian. Okay. Then there's something called the Abseiling Cliff. Right, we probably passed over that right there. This little thing. Yeah. We're heading to basically the very south end of the Isle of Man. Okay. Now I'm adjusting my trim. For some reason it starts you with trim that's crazy. That's one of the reasons I had a bad takeoff, by the way. 0 trim is going to work much better on this plane. I should have checked my trim. And that would have been a perfectly simple takeoff. Made a huge difference. So at the very south end here is this island is called the Calf of Man. C-A-L-F. Kind of cool. A little less engine even. And apparently a lighthouse exists. So we're going to take a look at the very south part of the Calf of Man. I'm trying to see it. Is it? Oh, and it's occupied. It's the Calf of Man High Lighthouse. No, that's on the Calf of Man. This is on an island. And there apparently is a pub called the Drinking Dragon. How would you get here? It does not have a bridge. You'd have to swim. But yeah, the Isle of Man is actually kind of got a bunch of other little islands. Oh, Chicken Rock Lighthouse. You can kind of see it there. All right, let's watch our airspeed for this descent here. Idle the engines, Captain. We don't really need this up. We're going kind of fast. That's the tendency of it to wobble a little bit. Beautiful. Look at how nice that looks in the game. The shadow out there. Chicken Rock Lighthouse. Just looks like a big old lighthouse. They're not old necessarily. Alright, let's head back to Isle of Man, though. Make a nice turn. Nice hard turn. Let's give us some engines. Remember, we're not going to need engines for another 5 seconds, so I got to turn them up now. By the way, I was reading about how a B-2B bomber was lost. Not the Spirit. Or B-1B, excuse me. The bigger one. On an approach. I always like to read about crashes. And they were talking about how the B-1B... they were basically blaming the pilot for being a bad pilot. But... in his defense, it was a 0 visibility landing with heavy, so it's supposed to be like a pub down there, right there. It's called a pub. It's called the, what I call it? It's called the Drinking Dragon. It's on the coast, and then there's a lighthouse above it. Okay. I'm just looking at Google Maps here. And they said in the report that the pilot at the last minute lost, he landed short of the runway and the plane exploded. Everyone else ejected safely, although there were injuries. It destroyed the plane and the runway. It's a pretty serious accident. So they said that, yeah, the pilot lost angle of airspeed and angle of attack control. In other words, he was going too slow. When we tried to pull up, we realized he was too low. He popped out of the fog. Jammed on the engines. Well, too bad. They're idling, you know. It's too late. Once you need to jam on the engines for power, for emergency power on a jet, you need to plan for that beforehand. Oops, that's too much engine. I'm trying to figure out a way where we won't gain a lot of altitude. Okay, so this is not terribly... Okay, I'm watching this. Okay, the next major city we're running up to is called Port Erin. As in Erin Gebra. I just want to see if I can get it so that we will not gain or lose a lot of altitude. There is an autopilot. Is there? Isn't there an autopilot? You know, come to think of it, there isn't an autopilot. Which, again, is for these short flights is fine. And a short flight meaning less than, 45 minutes. But I can already tell you that they have definitely updated the these steep cliff areas to look just like they look in the real world. It's amazing. I'm not kidding. All right, there's the next major city, as I mentioned, is Port Erin. And there's the Port Erin beach. I call it Port Erin. What's up here? There's some kind of something or other. That's our speed. We're still gonna... The good thing is, again, I want to be able to cruise at about 220. We're at 210. Just so that we can get around this pretty big island. Okay, now you can see the other side of it. You can see the south end of it. The north side of it is quite a ways up. So... and apparently this is where the, motorcycle races are. They're very dangerous, but not in the whole... I don't know if they go around the whole island. Very famous races. What's up there? Something in there. Royal Chapel of St. John the Baptist. Okay. This is what? This is Peel Castle. Nice. And this is Port Erin Beach. We're gonna have a short stop here, and we're gonna take a look. Peel Castle. We're gonna have a short jump out of the plane break right here. Whoops. I have to pause it. All right. Fine. It's all good. So this is Port Erin Beach and Port Erin. This is the overlooking fortress, to keep the pirates at bay. And it is known as... what was it called? Peel Castle? Or am I in the wrong place? I'm pretty much in the right place. Right. Okay, and that goes in. No, not in the right place. Where the heck am I? Yeah, I think I'm in the right place. It's just something hard to figure out what's going on here. Maybe not. Alright, we're getting back in the plane. It doesn't sound good. But, I mean, it was just that sound effect there. So now I'm looking for... Hold on a second. That is Peel Castle. So where is Peel Castle? Peel Castle. Where was I thinking I was? Okay. So where is that related to Port Erin? Got it. So we're far north of Port Erin. Good. I had no idea where it was. This is Peel, not Port Erin. Like I'm giving you so much wrong information. Not that you care, but this is Peel, okay? And that's Peel Castle. Let me see what it says about it. Open 11 a.m. Saturday, blah, blah, blah. Where will your Isle of Man TT adventure take you? Batman and Robin grew up there, hence the Bat Boat. Very interesting place to visit. The audio guide helps you understand more in detail the story of the castle and how it was used across the centuries. Blah, blah, blah. It looks like a great tour area. So Peel on the Isle of Man. All right, we're much further north than I thought, but now at least I know where I am. But we still have a long way to go. We're only like 40% up the way of the west coast. So we're gonna skip that one. It's not huge, but it's big. It's beautiful. By the way, I did change the hour of to be about an hour earlier than the actual time of day, but I did not mess with the weather. And so we have, I believe we have real-time weather turned on. Let me just double check that before I say something. So this should be the closest to the thing. Yeah, live weather is turned on. July 26th, 7 p.m. So it's like 8:30 p.m. there. But other than that, it would have been a gorgeous day in July on the Isle of Man. All right, so Peel Castle is something I want to see. There's all sorts of stuff to see here, though. I mean, from you know, based on what Google is telling me here. Like there's a wildlife park up ahead here, somewhere around here. Let's look at some. You can see the outlines of some of these. I don't know what's. Yeah, you get pretty good visibility from the canopy here, but it starts to distort a lot, you know, in certain parts of it when you're looking outside. Yeah, it's 208. A little bit more negative trim. I don't know why they have the trim so far off from what it should be, but at least in this plane, it's always been kind of long. Meaning, to cruise at 220, you have to have a lot of negative trim. And it's showing that the entire trim range is positive. Some planes like that other kind of V-tailed jet I have does need a lot of positive trim. It's just the way it's designed. Oh, the other thing I want to check, whenever I need a lot of negative trim, down. I'm gonna make this turn here. So this is the other airfield? Okay, there's this airfield right here. That's interesting. But it's not shown as an airport in this game. I mean, it's not an open airport because you can see those runways are not for use. But it has the buildings laid out as if it were a working airport, including the control tower. That's kind of weird. And do I see that on the map? Yeah, I see that on the map too. It's also the Derby race circuit is here for motorcycles. So I think it may not be a working airport. Maybe it's a working motorcycle race course. I don't know. Derby race circuit, and it's on an airport grounds. Then there is another little. Well, we can't land on this little airfield, but that's fine. We cannot land on grass. Although, I wonder what they got here. Let's take a look. That's a pretty big little airfield. Oh yeah, okay. So Andres Airfield. Interesting. Oh, that's actually pretty big. Well, we got a lot of. We're gonna go around all the way around. Okay, so we're heading east now. This up here, this point here, that's the other end of the Isle of Man. That's the north end. Oh wait, we want to see if they have the Point of Ayr lighthouse, which is the Point of Ayr is this little north point of the Isle of Man. We're gonna check it out. It may or may not be here. But again, we got to get low. We want to see it. Boy, that camouflage really works. If you don't, if you were above this plane and we were low, that camouflage, you wouldn't be able to see this plane due to the camouflage. Now, why you'd want to camouflage from the top and not from the bottom? I don't know. All right. So guess what's missing? The Point of Ayr lighthouse, which is right here. Right here. I don't know. At least it's on the Google Maps. Right there. I wonder if there's even an image. Because none of that looks like a lighthouse. And it's right there. Like, maybe there's a shadow of it, but not the picture. Okay, so they don't have everything. All right, let's head back to kind of the southeast. Or the eastern side of the island. So we head up the west side of the island. We're going to head down the east side of the island. You can see there's a lot of glare distortion from the canopy. It's the only downside of using this plane as a sightseeing. Compared to some of if it had flat glass plates, it would not have that issue. So yeah, this is good. I mean, I want to see as much of the new world update as I can. All right, so there was that airfield, which is actually got a pretty good runway there. And now that we're flying on the east side, it's going to be a little more shadowy because it's later at night. There's going to be more terrain. The sun hasn't quite set yet. It's getting there. I think the local time is 7:30. Am I in this race? Probably. Ah, Diet Coke. Okay, so the next town that we're running into here is... Oh, it's got all the names of all the pubs. Oh, Ramsey. Is it Ramsey or Ballure? Or both. It's hard to tell. Ramsey, Park, Queen's Pier, the Captain's Meadow. I think it's a pub. Ramsey Golf Club. So it's got to be a Ramsey. The golf club's back there. You see the golf club. Can you? Actually? Doesn't look like a golf club there. I think it's there. I don't know. Ramsey. Okay, there's a little river. And then the Queen's Pier. This is, it looks pretty. Ramsey. Okay. So this is kind of East Coast. So, I mean, what you're looking at, if you're looking to the east, you're looking at the northeast coast of England. And if you're looking to the west, you're looking at the coast of Ireland. But it's a ways. You're basically in the middle. Okay, what's here? The Port Louagu Beach. I cannot pronounce that. Louagu Beach. I'm not going to try again either. Right there. Okay. I'm just reading names that are unreadable. Okay. Moghold. And there's the Moghold Parish Church out here. And the Moghold Lighthouse, which is supposed to be right here. Again, I don't think they got all the lighthouses, but hey. You can kind of see the church. There's a lighthouse, like, right here. Supposedly, like, right down there. Can't really see it. Alright, let's keep going south. It's supposed to be a lighthouse there. You'd think, there's a point there. Ships don't want to get too close. And it says there's a lighthouse right kind of high up, too, because that gives the visibility. Maybe it's up there. It's just really hard to see. But I don't think so. All right, but there's more lighthouses to see. There's at least one more castle. There's a major road. There's a lot of fields. It's very interesting. I think it's very interesting topography. This is Port Cornaa? Port Cornaa? Is that a port? Or beach? Well, that's a great view. Yeah, you can definitely tell they worked really hard on these cliffs to make them look realistic. And they look great. Good job. Oh, some of these areas I think are maybe not quite like that black area. I don't know. Maybe it's right. Maybe they're black cliffs along here. Not according to the Google Maps, but hey. Okay, then Laxey, L-A-X-E-Y, beach. And Laxey, which is uphill, up in this area here. This looks kind of bucolic. L-A-X-E-Y. That's Laxey Beach. But then up here is the city of Laxey, and it includes the Laxey Woolen Mills. Of course, the world famous. I've never heard of them. What does this say here? The Great Laxey. Oh yeah, the wheel. We gotta see the freaking wheel. The wheel is it's a huge water wheel. Check it out. All right, we're gonna take a look here. Oops, where are we? Where are we? Hold on. We should be pretty close. It's not super close. There we go. I'll find it. Okay, so the Great Laxey Wheel is on... It's one of those things that if you go to the Isle of Man, You got to check it out. It's a big, big wheel. And that symbol there is the symbol of the Isle of Man. Oh, nice. It's turning. And you can go up there and watch it. But basically, I guess, basically water comes in from there, right? From a ways off through the pipe. And, yeah, and then makes the wheel turn. Or maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's pumping water somewhere. I don't know. But that is a beautiful, dynamic, perfect copy of the Laxey wheel. Now, let me just see here. The Great Laxey wheel. Oh, I just want to race here. Hold on one second here. Give me a second here. I have a thing I gotta do. Yeah, thanks to win. Anyway, where are we? Oh yeah, Laxey wheel. Great Laxey wheel. Let me just see what it says here. How small a chihuahua is company. Oh, okay. One of the great attractions of the Islands of Man. Some part of the wheel's mechanism are undergoing extensive restoration. The wheel itself is open, and you're able to climb to the top. On a good day, the view of the valley down over Laxey is stunning, and the site is a fairly short walk from the Manx Electric Railway stop. If you have time, the second wheel, Lady Evelyn, also has been restored. Near the village center, it is smaller, less famous, but worth a visit. Okay, fine. That's not in here, though. But it's great. You see the shadow of it turning and stuff like that. That's great. That's a great moment. Where's my plane? Where's my plane? It looks like it's sputtering. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's just one of those planes that doesn't sound good when it's not moving. All right, so we saw something I really wanted to check out, which is the Great Laxey wheel. I'm not 100% sure whether it is producing power from water or it is pumping water somewhere, and that still has not been answered. But it's down there, and this is Laxey, which apparently is also one of the you got to check it out, touristy stops. It looks amazing. We're gonna do kind of a low pass here, over kind of Laxey, just kind of get the feeling. It's like one of those great little towns that overlooks this river. Go down the river. Check out the beach. Little beach there. The boats can come up river there. I like it. Okay, that's nice. Well, we're almost done with our tour of Man, but let's see what else we got to see. There's the nature reserve. Yeah, I'm playing marbles, hoping for that big win, and flying around the Isle of Man. I'm not recommending it. Okay, there's a nature reserve. Oh, and then the town of Douglas. Another one of the fairly larger village areas, town areas, what you want to call it. Not a big city, but for the Isle of Man, one of the bigger ones, I'm thinking, from this view here. It's a little closer to the airport, so that's a little more convenient. Because, yeah, the only way on and off the island is by boat or plane. Obviously, no bridges, obviously. Obviously, it's way too far for that. So it's a pretty isolated community. I imagine people, grow up here, live here, and rarely leave. Or some people probably are like, young people are like, I'm out of here. It's too limiting. Okay, to Douglas. Or Onchin on one side, kind of, and Douglas is down here. Looks like there's some nice hotels on the beach here. Resorts, places to stay. Some kind of something going on there. That's the main street, probably. Main area. Douglas. The church. Oh, that looks like an older town, too. Beautiful. It's been around for a while. Here's where the boats are. The little boats. Yeah, and you can see that church on the hill there. Hold on one second. Okay, Douglas. There's a Tesco Superstore. No, but I want to know what the church is. The nunnery? No. Okay, where is it? Okay, where the church is. I'm thinking of... Oh, yeah. Okay, it's right there, so it should be to the spot. Yeah, it's right here. This church is St. George's Church, Isle of Man, Douglas, Upper Church Street. Friendly welcome, beautiful church, very welcoming congregation. You know, it's a church. That's fine. All right, so we're leaving Douglas. That's Douglas. It looks nice. It's got that great bay feeling to it. Look at that great, what is I don't know what you call the body of water between Ireland and England. So, whatever that is that. Or this is between the Isle of Man and England. Well, right, well, we're in between that gulf between Ireland and England. But, and this is the biggest, land, piece of land. All right, so from Douglas down to the airport, Derby Haven, okay, is where the airport is located. It's not a lot. There's Murray's Motorcycle Museum. There's the ferry bridge. These are kind of inland. They would be like in here. We're getting some fog. Like down there somewhere. Don't know exactly where it is, but it's cool. Yeah, I think they did. I mean, they've taken all these high-res photos and spent a lot of time making sure that the dimensionality is there. You can see these buildings are all three-dimensional objects. It really looks great. I mean, every time they do a world update, it goes from looking like a satellite map on terrain to an amazing-looking place. All right, well, we took off from here. We're gonna land here. I'm gonna pass the airport and come in from the water. Since we have to do an approach anyway. But we can land there, right? How long are these runways? They're both pretty long, right? There's one of them a lot shorter than the other. Yeah, that's the short one. So we want to land onto from this part, from here. We're going to turn and land to the south west on this bigger runway here, which I think is the only runway that they use. Runway 26. You see me lining up here. We're going to do a line up here, go out this way. Make some separation here. Start reducing speed. We don't need this. Normally you want to call in the airport, let them know you're going to land. But I'm nah. Hold on a second here. You know what I mean? Alright, less engine. Maybe start putting some flaps down so we can start slowing down. Here's the important part. You're not going to have a fun landing if you don't have your speed brakes out. And you kind of want to get them out in parts. Alright, so where's our... There it is. So we're going to make a nice turn here, nice descending turn to maintain our speed. Looks like this from here. We're going to add a little more flap. Okay. We're going to keep the engines on boil, but we are going to bring down the gear, so we have to go pretty slow for the gear to come out. I'm going to give us a little more speed brake to about there. Now you can see the wheels are going to pop out, and those will help us stay nice and slow too. We've got to lose some altitude so we can get on our glide slope here. 4 whites is too high. Increasing flaps smoothly. Now as we approach, we're going too fast, 120. There's really no way you're going to be able to slow down unless you give it 100% braking. And even then, it's just a it's just a very slick plane. It's just a very slick design. So slowing down and during approach is the issue. Now we're still too high. Four white lights is too high. I just learned this, so I'm really trying to, you know, keep that in mind. Four is two. I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. Four lights. No, it should be two red and two white. So let's get down there. Two reds and two whites. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. But I've been always landing too high because of that. Alright, now we can zero off our throttle here because we want to land a little slower than that. So we got our brakes on. Land real soft if we can. Oop, real soft if we can. There we go. Perfect. Oh, and I don't know why it's been doing that. It has been doing that. I mean, you have narrow... It's definitely something relating to wind, side winds, and speed, and narrow wheelbase. But we survived it. Wasn't a great landing. Wasn't my best. Wasn't my... You got to be careful when you turn. This plane will go, you know, will go sideways. Very narrow wheelbase. Okay. Air brakes. We got to slow down a bit more. Slow down. There we go. Air brakes off. They're not doing anything anyway. Speed brakes. All right, let's head back to the airport. Well, that was interesting. I would go back to the Isle of Man. Maybe do a morning flight or an afternoon flight when the lighting is a little different. All right, we can open up our canopy, get some airflow. As I like to say. Let's head back to the parking area though. But as usual, this plane performed quite nicely. It's a little squirrely on landing and takeoff these days, but hey, I don't know what to do about that. At least we didn't crash. The helicopter I did crash on landing, by the way. It's hard. It's hard. You come in a little too hard, and you gotta give it power at the end. That's for sure. But too much power and you won't land. Too little power and you hit the ground really hard and die. So that's the thing about helicopters. Again, yeah, if you have the right equipment, meaning a good control stick arrangement, I think flying helicopters is a breeze, or a lot of experience flying them with a joystick. Those are your two options. I'm trying to get more experience flying it with a joystick, and as I say, I'm feeling a little better than I had been because I put some time into it, but not great. Oh. So next to, what is that, an Islander? Yeah. Oh, this is going to be a lovely screenshot, though. I don't know if I want to shoot right into the... yeah, I want to shoot more. Show the control tower here. Oh, by the way. There we go. Yeah, now it looks like a plane. Control tower. There we go. Perfect. Can't spend all day. I gotta make a little screenshot. It's like a postcard I send to myself after every little stream, which are all basically the same. Now, the question is, what do we do? We're at the 55-minute mark, and I believe that means we are going, by we I mean the mouse and me, that I have in my pocket. I'm not gonna show you the mouse, but the two of us are going to take a short break. I'm gonna grab my guitar, which is right there. There's going to be some karaoke playing. I don't know how long we're going to go. I'm having a good time, but we'll see. And, that's going to be a stream. If you enjoy the Flight Simulator content, and why wouldn't you, tomorrow will be more Flight Simulator content, and there's lots more of the World Update 17 to explore. By the way, I should shut this plane down. Shut it down. Shut it down. It's easy. Fuel pumps off. Engine master off. And then shut both of the fuel valves, and then you can turn all your instruments off. And there's a battery master somewhere, isn't there? Oh yeah, here, battery master off. Yeah, that always closes the compartment. I don't like that, but still, it's fine. So it's nice and cold. It's a pretty plane. I mean, I kind of want to take another picture. I just think, you can't beat it. It's gorgeous. And it does fly. I rarely smash it these days. Okay, from here. Here's another one. Anyway, yeah. And play some guitar and then call a stream. No Lego building today. But I am looking forward to, in about 2 weeks, we'll start our next major Lego project. So that should be fun. The last one was really fun. Oh, hi, bus. The bus is here to take us home. The last one I did was really fun. It was this one here. It's pretty heavy. Not quite as heavy as the real cat. But the expression... And the head moves. It's pretty cool. I like my cat. The Lego cat. It's a really good cat. It just came out last month, by the way, in case you're wondering. I've never seen that before. But it's pretty new. And what a kit. What a great kit. Highly recommended. So we'll do more of those. All right. Mid-roll and then some guitar. Let's see if we can fix it. Now, I am streaming live on YouTube. Okay, yeah, okay. Came back. I'm monitoring my YouTube, but yeah, my Twitch died a long time ago. Fucked up. We'll do Isle of Man again. Let me see if there's some way I can start just right. Oh, I'm on the wrong internet.